The hip-hop world has been shaken to its core as heartbreaking news surfaces. Lil Scrappy has been rushed to the ICU and his condition is more dire than ever. Fans who once found hope in his recovery are now blindsided by this sudden turn of events, sending shockwaves through his family, friends, and loyal supporters. A cloud of uncertainty looms as emotions run high, tears streaming, hands clasped in prayer, and hearts gripped with fear. The weight of desperation is undeniable as loved ones cling to hope, waiting for the latest updates from doctors, yearning for a miracle that could turn this nightmare around. His estranged wife Bambi has been spotted at the hospital, visibly distressed, her face buried in her hands. Meanwhile, Mama Dee is reportedly demanding answers from the medical team, refusing to accept the grim reality of her son's deteriorating health. What went wrong? How did his health decline so rapidly? Is there any hope left for the beloved rapper? Stay with us as we uncover every heartbreaking detail of this developing crisis. Late last night, Atlanta's streets were filled with the piercing sound of sirens as emergency responders raced against time. Within moments, Lil Scrappy was wheeled out of a private residence on a stretcher, his body lifeless and pale, his breathing barely detectable. The paramedics moved with urgency, their faces grim as they fought to stabilize him. Just days ago, fans had celebrated his progress, believing he was finally out of danger. But fate had other plans. According to sources close to the family, Scrappy had been experiencing extreme fatigue and dizziness over the past few days. Initially, he brushed it off, assuming it was the after effects of his last health scare. But last night, things took a drastic turn. He collapsed, unable to move or breathe properly. His family immediately called 911, but by the time paramedics arrived, his condition had worsened significantly. As soon as the news broke, social media erupted. "Not again, we just got good news about his recovery," a devastated fan tweeted. "Please tell me this isn't real. Scrappy has been through too much," another posted. Unfortunately, it was all too real, and what was happening inside the hospital was even more heartbreaking than anyone could have imagined. The moment Lil Scrappy arrived at the emergency room, doctors and nurses sprang into action. Oxygen masks were strapped on, IV lines were inserted, and heart monitors beeped furiously. Every second mattered. But despite their efforts, Scrappy's vitals remained unstable, leaving doctors scrambling for answers. Then came the first devastating phone call to Mama Dee. Rushing through the hospital doors, her face a mixture of rage and despair, Mama Dee was in no mood for reassurances. "Where is my son? Somebody better start talking," she screamed, pushing past nurses. Security attempted to calm her down, but anyone who knows Mama Dee understands one thing. When it comes to her son, she is unstoppable. She stormed into the ICU waiting area demanding answers only to be met with solemn faces. Through the ICU window, she caught a heartbreaking sight. Scrappy lying motionless on the hospital bed, wires hooked up to his body, machines tracking his every breath. Doctors surrounded him, their whispers heavy with concern. Tears streamed down her face as she pressed her hands against the glass. "Baby, you gotta fight. You hear me?" she whispered, her voice trembling. For those unfamiliar with their history, Lil Scrappy and Bambi's relationship has been turbulent. Divorce rumors, social media drama, and public fights have defined their journey. The question on everyone's mind, would Bambi show up in his time of need? At first, insiders reveal she hesitated upon receiving the call. Given their strained relationship, she wasn't sure if she still had a place in his life. But then, a second call came, this time from Mama Dee. "I don't care what's going on between y'all," Mama Dee reportedly said, her voice breaking. "If you ever loved my son, you need to get down here. Now." And that was all it took. Minutes later, Bambi was seen rushing into the hospital, visibly shaken. However, she quickly realized that her presence wouldn't be welcomed with open arms. The moment Mama Dee spotted her, tensions exploded. "Oh, so now you care?" Mama Dee snapped, crossing her arms. Where was all this concern when he was struggling before? Bambi took a deep breath, trying to stay calm. "This isn't the time for this, Dee. Scrappy needs us." "Don't you talk to me about what Scrappy needs," Mama Dee shot back. "You walked away, you gave up on him, and now you want to show up when things get bad?" Bambi's eyes filled with tears. "You don't know what I've been going through. You think this is easy for me?" The waiting room was suffocating with tension, nurses exchanging nervous glances, unsure whether to intervene. But before the argument could go any further, a doctor entered, his face drained with exhaustion. "We need to talk about Scrappy's condition." The room fell silent. Mama Dee turned to the doctor, her hands trembling. Tell me what's going on with my son." The doctor sighed, glancing at his chart. "We've run several tests and there are complications." Bambi stepped forward. "What kind of complications?" The doctor hesitated before speaking. "We were expecting his body to respond positively to treatment, but instead, things have taken a turn for the worse. His organs are under stress, his vitals are unstable. Right now, we're doing everything we can, but," he paused, "we need to prepare for all possibilities." Mama Dee's breath caught. "Are you saying my baby might not make it?" The doctor didn't respond immediately, and that silence was more terrifying than words. Tears streamed down Bambi's face as she turned away, unable to process what she was hearing. Mama Dee gripped the edge of a chair, her knees buckling beneath her. And then, panic erupted. The ICU alarm blared. A nurse burst into the waiting room, her face pale. "We need to clear this area. Scrappy's condition is declining fast." Time froze. Mama Dee gasped. No. Bambi clutched her chest. "Oh my God." Without thinking, they rushed towards the ICU, only to be stopped by security guards. "You can't be in here," one barked. Behind them, doctors and nurses surrounded Scrappy's bed. His body convulsed slightly, his chest rising and falling erratically. "His oxygen is crashing," a nurse shouted. "Get the crash cart," another yelled. And then the sound no one wanted to hear, the beeping flatlined. Mama Dee fell to her knees, screaming, No! Will Lil Scrappy make it through this harrowing ordeal, or is the situation more dire than we can imagine? Fans everywhere are anxiously awaiting any signs of hope, clinging to the possibility of his recovery. As the details surrounding this heartbreaking crisis continue to unfold, emotions are running high, and supporters are rallying together, sending prayers and well wishes his way. This unexpected turn of events has left many in shock, with speculation and concern spreading across social media. The uncertainty surrounding his condition only fuels the growing anxiety among his loved ones and fans alike. Could there be a glimmer of hope amidst this devastating situation, or will this tragedy take an even darker turn? As we navigate through this deeply distressing moment, one thing is certain: Lil Scrappy's journey is far from over. His resilience and strength have been tested before, and those who know him best refuse to count him out just yet. Supporters remain hopeful, desperately waiting for any positive news that could signal a path toward recovery. In times like these, the power of unity and support is undeniable. The hip-hop community, fellow artists, and fans continue to come together, offering their unwavering encouragement. The coming hours and days will be crucial, and every update could bring new developments that shift the course of this unfolding crisis. Stay with us as we follow this gripping story, bringing you the latest updates on Lil Scrappy's condition. Will he overcome this nightmare? Is there still a chance for a miraculous recovery? Keep watching as we uncover the truth behind this devastating situation.